Afterward he brought me to the gate that looketh toward the east, and, behold, the glory of the God of Israel came from the way of the east, and his voice like a noise of many waters, and the earth shined with his glory. And according to the appearance of the vision which I saw, according to the vision that I saw when I came to destroy the city, and the visions like the vision that I saw by the river Chebar, and I fell upon my face. And the glory of the Lord came into the house by the way of the gate whose prospect toward the east. So the Spirit took me up, and brought me into the inner court, and, behold, the glory of the Lord filled the house. And I heard speaking unto me out of the house, and the man stood by me. And he said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne, and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever, and my holy name, shall the house of Israel no more defile, they, nor their kings, by their whoredom, nor by the carcases of their kings in their high places. In their setting of their threshold by my thresholds, and their post by my posts, and the wall between me and them, they have even defiled my holy name by their abominations that they have committed, wherefore I have consumed them in mine anger. Now let them put away their whoredom, and the carcases of their kings, far from me, and I will dwell in the midst of them forever. Thou son of man, show the house to the house of Israel, that they may be ashamed of their iniquities, and let them measure the pattern. And if they be ashamed of all that they have done, show them the form of the house, and the fashion thereof, and the goings out thereof, and the comings in thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the laws thereof, and write in their sight, that they may keep the whole form thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and do them. This the law of the house, upon the top of the mountain the whole limit thereof round about most holy. Behold, this the law of the house. And these the measures of the altar after the cubits, the cubit a cubit and an handbreadth, even the bottom a cubit, and the breadth a cubit, and the border thereof by the edge thereof round about a span, and this the higher place of the altar. And from the bottom the ground to the lower settle 2 cubits, and the breadth 1 cubit, and from the lesser settle to the greater settle 4 cubits, and the breadth cubit. So the altar 4 cubits, and from the altar and upward 4 horns. And the altar 12 long, 12 broad, square in the 4 squares thereof. And the settle 14 long and 14 broad in the 4 squares thereof, and the border about it half a cubit, and the bottom thereof a cubit about, and his stairs shall look toward the east. And he said unto me, Son of man, thus saith the Lord God, these the ordinances of the altar in the day when they shall make it, to offer burnt offerings thereon, and to sprinkle blood thereon. And thou shalt give to the priests the Levites that be of the seed of Zadok, which approach unto me, to minister unto me, saith the Lord God, a young bullock for a sin offering. And thou shalt take of the blood thereof, and put on the 4 horns of it, and on the 4 corners of the settle, and upon the border round about, thus shalt thou cleanse and purge it. Thou shalt take the bullock also of the sin offering, and he shall burn it in the appointed place of the house, without the sanctuary. And on the 2nd day thou shalt offer a kid of the goats without blemish for a sin offering, and they shall cleanse the altar, as they did cleanse with the bullock. When thou hast made an end of cleansing, thou shalt offer a young bullock without blemish, and a ram out of the flock without blemish. And thou shalt offer them before the Lord, and the priests shall cast salt upon them, and they shall offer them up a burnt offering unto the Lord. 7 days shalt thou prepare every day a goat a sin offering, they shall also prepare a young bullock, and a ram out of the flock, without blemish. 7 days shall they purge the altar and purify it, and they shall consecrate themselves. And when these days are expired, it shall be, upon the 8th day, and forward, the priests shall make your burnt offerings upon the altar, and your peace offerings, and I will accept you, saith the Lord God. This content was provided by angelotricarico.com. Subscribe to the channel for more stories.